I guess it won't matter if they don't qualify.
That's a good point.
Then that solves the drama, guy.
It does. Come on.
There's no drama. TNC lost. I'm sure there's like someone sitting at home that's like, fingers crossed, please solve everything for us. It does not solve everything, but
it really doesn't.
Here we go. We talked about all the meta changes in general. What are the heroes? I mean, we're seeing some very new bans here. Sand Kings, Dazzles, Lone Druid seems like an incredibly strong laner.
Yeah.
What are the heroes that you noticed?
Dazzle, I believe, is like the most picked hero with the highest win rate in top tier pubs. The hero is.
Yeah.
I personally believe that if you give any hero that amount of cooldown reduction, they will be utterly broken. I think the fact that Dazzle also wins the lane.
Can't deal with it. It's too strong.
I like that they renamed a lot of the spells. Actually, a lot of them
great.
were kind of boring. And
Uh-oh. That might be...
If you go to the menu and come back in, it'll fix it. Usually.
Brewmaster now has an ability that makes him.
Oh, you got to reconnect.
That makes him drunk.
Don't look at my rank, guys. I promise
Finally.
it's fine.
I didn't see. What was it? Chat. Let's go.
Oh, don't worry. It's fine. It's all fine.
Okay, I lied.
All right.
If you just click the top left, click that button and come back in.
No, Lich just has permanent invisibility.
No, you don't
now.
need close. Wait, I think you just just go back in. And see if
Ooh, you almost clicked disconnect.
Okay, no, that doesn't work. I don't know.
All right, we're going to restart Dota.
Okay.
Maybe. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, we're going to there we go. Production.
Nice,
They're on it.
Okay.
This is what I get for whopping. Actually, I don't think
That's
in the
strange.
game.
I've never seen that happen with when you're actually in the lobby. I've seen it in replays.
I've seen it happen in the lobby, but you just go to the menu and come back in, and it normally fixes it. But I guess not.
7.20 C, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, these things happen.
You can't see what's happening on the game.
7.20, you can't see what's happening in the game. Oh, God.
That's terrible.
Oh,
All
right.
we're in.
Woo!
Back in the game. And
there
oh
we
my
go.
God, Grimstroke.
Oh, of course. I
Can
totally
I
forgot about that hero.
Say one thing about this guy. I feel like this hero is absolutely ridiculous. Because when I think about spells being balanced in Dota, there's some that are balanced, their damage is built around like the fact that they're AoE. And then some of them it's like single target, right? So it's no longer AoE. They're balanced around the fact that it can't hit multiple people. This guy makes him hit multiple heroes. He's crazy. He's outside of his mind.
He's ridiculous. He's entering a battlefield with a fucking paintbrush. What other hero has a paintbrush for a weapon?
He's an insane man.
Jesus.
And he just might be the strongest character in the game, too. It's a strong one.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
That's the lesson.
He's not using his pen to write death notes at enemies, you know. He's swirling it around at people.
Yeah, he's throwing some paint, for sure.
Centaur, Magnus. So Centaur had some changes to how some of his spells work.
Yeah, I think in 7.20 C he got buffed as well.
Retaliate.
Yeah, so he
10 seconds remaining.
he basically has a thing that just hits you back for a certain amount, and then
He has a shield.
yeah, the shield builds up, and then I think you can consume it, and then you get
Base damage
base
increases
damage.
how
Right,
it works.
you get base damage,
The
and then the
thing
base
that-
damage amplifies the double edge too.
Yes.
Right. The thing that's a little bit strange about this, though, is that you do require either heroes or towers to hit you to start building up those charges. You can't do it with creeps. So I'm kind of wondering if you just like throw spells at him or something, or cleave on somebody else. Maybe he's going to have to like tank tower to start building up those charges, because you have to be really judicious about when you use them, because otherwise, if you use it at the wrong time, it's just not going to do anything.
Yeah, I think the general consensus on this hero when it was changed was that it was pretty bad. Like the new, the win rate went down. It just didn't feel.
It's still got
too
one of
good.
the highest. Like earlier today when I was looking on Dota Buff and the win rates, I think Centaur was in the top 5.
Yeah,
and this is only in the high MMR pubs.
Right.
Too.
I think in the high MMR pubs it would probably be better, because people are better at using the ultimate to actually be useful. And then also it has gotten buffed in the letter patches since then too. So, despite being such a strong hero in the previous patch, surprisingly. So the Grimstroke Centaur lane is like a pretty big classic lane. It's basically just any guy that wants to get in your face plus a Grimstroke is amazing, because
classic.
Yeah, it's
classic.
It's
been around.
classic.
It's been around for years.
Hey man,
it's a classic.
Let me
know?
tell you, this
people
is
were running that back in 2011.
Every single NA pub has Centaur plus Grimstroke, or like tiny plus Grimstroke.
I ban it every game. I hate Grimstroke so much. This hero is just like, oh, it's the worst. Have you felt really the change, though, with Inkswell in the way that it works? Because it no longer stuns based upon the amount of damage that it does to the heroes. It's about the amount of duration that it takes. Like, can you feel a difference with that?
I have felt zero difference with this
Really?
hero. Every
Okay.
single time they nerf it, it still feels like this guy's just Inkswelling me for half my HP at level 1. It's insane. It's just such a good hero. And then, like you guys mentioned, when you get to the ultimate, you're just doubling spells. You can double Lich Ult, you can double Reaper Sight, you can double the double edge. It's very, very strong. And then on top of that, he has like a permanent silence. And then this nuke that, depending on how many things he hits, it denies all of these like Phantom Lancers and Broodmothers, because if you pick into this hero, you're risking your team just getting one hit by the Q. So it's like, of course you can if you're strong with the hero, but it's still, you will always have that counter.
You know what else we're seeing on TNC's side is they've got 2 different heroes now that can pull you in closer. The new Shockwave, it pulls you in a little bit close. The what's it called? Sinister Gaze of the Lich.
Yeah, the gaze.
They're just going to be pulling people out of position.
Yeah. They could set up with the mag and do a skewer with the gaze too. We could see some sort of
10 seconds
combos with
remaining.
that. I think when we first saw mag come into the meta and actually be a
5
strong hero, like
seconds
way back in the day, a few years ago, it was when people started using the pull, the skewer like it's a punch hook. So this hero could actually be effective outside of just having the reverse polarity, because you could start fights, you could go for ganks. When people started to really realize how insanely strong that repositioning is, so having a Lich to set that up is actually legitimately of value if they can abuse it.
I'm so happy they made Lich an actual interesting, fun hero.
I agree.
It's like you've actually got 4 spells that all do something. Whereas in the past he had Chain Frost and he had his Nova as a nuke, and he had 2 boring as hell, 1-click, 0 skills spells.
They're cool spells too. Like they're really interesting. Like you get like raw damage reduction on the Frost Shield. It's physical only, but it's still raw damage reduction. It's not like armor. And then it's just the pulsating thing. Like, it's really, really cool. And then the Gaze is just another repositioning ability. And all of those are super fun to watch.
I remember when Lich was like, maybe 6 months ago, it was like one of the top pub picks, and I just hated it. It's suddenly, you have this like, the lowest MMR player in the game picking Lich, and he's having the highest impact. Just by going to the off lane, spamming deny, and spamming Frost Armor on all his cores.
Oh,
suddenly
feels
this,
so good. I
this
love it.
lowest MMR player in the game
So nice.
is the highest impact. And you're just where is the skill? Like, that was the skill cap on the hero was the lowest in Dota.
Yeah, that was definitely a broken MMR patch. It's funny because a lot of the other heroes in Dota that they've changed, it seems like they've made the skill caps like lower. Or maybe I should say like the floor is higher, like they're easier to play, but you can do more with them, sort of thing. Whereas with Lich, it's just strictly like it's harder to play now. It's better, but it's strictly harder to play. One of the few heroes in this patch it's not just easy MMR anymore. Well, it is because it's very strong, but it's like the spells actually require
the first
you to
pick that's coming up.
the spells require you to think.
So
I like the Winter Wyvern mag setup. Like, you feel bad about just throwing out an RP and missing onto a couple people. If Wyvern throws out an ultimate, you set up some big, huge RP type of thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna look good. Oh,
because people run into it and then they just set up for they get RP'd. I love Skywrath. I think Sky's such a good hero right now, mainly because Null Talismans are extremely strong. Like, you can actually pick up very literally 6 Null Talismans on this hero and then go for like the movement speed talent. And you don't even need boots. You're just running faster than most heroes in Dota. And then you're just nuking for 500 every 4 seconds. It's crazy.
So if you take like the extra arcane bolts and you throw that on with Grimstroke, does that work? You get like 20 of them thrown out? Is that a combo?
I imagine it would, yeah. And then you get the talent too for the extra. Or you get the Aghanim Scepter. Yeah. God damn, dude. People are going to like... I wonder if the silence stacks. If you use the Ags and double silence, it's like 160% damage increase or something.
That sounds awful. Monkey King.
10 seconds remaining.
His Mischief Chains gets to dodge. He can dodge the Skywrath nukes, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
5 seconds
Dodge the
remaining.
chrono.
He could dodge. He could for 0.2 seconds.
Good luck with that one, yeah.
He can dodge the Centaur Stomp. That would probably be like
I
the-
was
the most
wondering who
effective
was
thing.
going to go into lane against this, because like right now 496 laning stage feels like it's going to be really rough for any safe laner. So is that probably where we're going to be seeing Monkey, or is he just going to try and match up in the side lane since either of these cores, the Void and the Centaur? Or?
That's a good question, because I do feel like if you put the Monkey in the safe lane, then he could actually die. He could die to this lane. But then again, there is a Lich. That hero is extremely good defensively. Although I imagine you probably want to pair the Lich with the Mag, because he's like a run at you, gets in your face sort of hero, tanky guy. I feel like a Wyvern Monkey King would actually lose to Grimstroke Centaur or Centaur Skywrath. I'm actually concerned for this Monkey King pick. But I usually am whenever I see a Monkey King. But the thing is, he's a flex hero too, so he can go mid. I've even seen people run Monkey King in the off lane. Zai was playing Monkey King off lane. KL.
Alliance are running a lot of it. Boxy was
Yeah.
a big Monkey King spammer.
So I imagine yeah, it's probably just like the flex pick, because they had to pick ban pick. So they'll probably I don't know, pick something else that's flexible maybe. Okay, or not.
I mean, we've
Yeah,
seen
mid-
people
sending
run that in
Bleed to
different
mid.
places too, if they need to. Like if there's a super hard counter pick or something.
Oh, I think it's also if suddenly there's a great matchup mid for Monkey
Right.
King. You can be like, oh, well, let's just send him mid. Lane
Yeah,
can be
that's
a side laner.
Lena's always a great second to last pick, just because there's if the TA is banned, there's very few heroes you can pick to absolutely trump her. Like she'll beat a Huskar. I don't think she'll do well against Brood, but then like you mentioned, you can just do the Monkey King versus Brood and crush
Yeah,
the Brood Mother.
yeah.
And Brood is still in the pool, but yeah,
Are people still playing Huskar after the nerfs? The change up with them, where it's like regen now
I
instead
like
of magic
I
resistance.
think as an off laner, it's a good hero.
Really?
You had a match today. I saw Husker in.
Yeah, there was a Huskar. It's still pretty good.
There you go. Invoker of the Void, Sunstrikes, a lot of... They kind of needed that big playmaker to round out their lineup. You've got this Void who's kind of slow paced, going to be ulti dependent. Centaur's the guy that can start the fights, and who's going to be fighting with them. So
Yeah.
Invoker feels like
I really like. I honestly like both of these drafts a lot. Like this, the Centaur can set up for the Sunstrikes, the Skywrath ulti, the Void can set up for the Sunstrikes, the Skywrath ulti, Grimstroke can kind of pseudo. Well, he can kind of set up for them too with the Ink Swell.
I don't like TNC's draft. I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan?
Nah, I don't know. I feel like this Monkey King's gonna get destroyed. Like we're talking about.
I feel that way too. I think
TNC is going to be the stronger laning team, though.
Yeah,
I think they
that's
can.
fair.
like
If that
skill-wise,
matchup is skill-wise, if that matchup is unfavorable, I think they're a team that will find a way to go even. Or
I
do
think
just
yeah,
fine.
I think a lot of the time when you pick like a Monkey King safe lane, you have a Monkey King player, and a lot of the time they're used to dealing with they know their limits on the hero. They know that they can't just like walk up to a double wave and start whacking people as if they're
It
against
is
like a solo
Gabby.
offlaner.
Gabby's so freaking good too. I love this guy.
TNC's core's individual skill is world class. Like they.
What's his rank? What's Gabby's rank?
Guys, don't know. Check that one. You've got the laptop.
I do have the
That's right.
You're looking at
Tell
Gabe
us.
as if he's
Right,
gonna look.
right.
He can't tab out.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
see,
look at
let's-
this! Look at production. They're so efficient.
Oh, that is cool.
on
Yeah.
the desk. Yeah.
You got to turn the desk.
There's actually a TV down there, guys. I don't know if you knew that.
I imagine Gabby and Armella like both top 50 or so.
SEA, that's hard in SEA too.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot more,
Maybe
a lot
top
more
10
people.
even.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure In Your Dream is still rank 1 or rank 2. It's usually him and, I don't know, Alacrity are normally top 2 ranked.
I guess
Alacrity's
we could
insane.
probably.
That guy's a god.
Let's see. What's it say? It doesn't say.
Prepare for battle.
Or
7,000 solo MMR.
You go to leaderboards. Dota2.com
Oh, I-
slash
I- I-
leaderboards.
right.
You're searching
I'm on
Dota buff to
Dota.
find their ranks. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hey, they have it on there.
You
It's a
can-
feature. Come on.
oh,
You know the link. This is
I will say that right now 496 are winning because all of them are tagged up as 496, and
There you
Ninja
go.
Boogie, he's fallen a little bit behind.
Let
He's
him
not
down.
tagged up as TNC.
okay.
13.
That's Armel.
Will this
What about Gabby? How's
Oh,
he
right.
doing?
Oops. 37,
Okay.
which is still
Both top
very,
50.
very high.
Oh, a lot of the
Main X, yeah, a lot of
Western
people are
players are
there,
there
yeah, that's-
from the major still.
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
saw
makes sense.
Ame was like rank 3 or something.
Lelys, we got Lelys, we got S4.
Yeah.
that's-
So I think once all these Western, like all the non-SEA players go back to their normal leaderboard, everyone's rank is going to go
It's not
up.
fair with somebody like S4 because he's got Euro rank. That's so much higher.
Inflated.
It's inflated. No,
Well.
that guy's really good. Anyway.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to anything you guys were saying.
You're
I was
fine.
trying to
That's
do
probably
that.
that's probably for the better.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're actually focusing on doing stuff like camera work. That's important.
Exactly.
But
The game. I want to watch how these bounty runes work out too, because this was one of the things that people were talking about: is if you could battle for this bounty rune. It looks like the answer is maybe.
The battle
Seal's in here. He's got the ink swell. They're moving into position, and well, no.
He didn't go for it. He
Gabby.
went for the damage instead.
Hmm.
All
So
right.
they just 3-manned it and lost it. Anyway, that's rough. There was a bit of a miscommunication there between like the Lich and Monkey King. But I've seen that happen a lot actually. The Lich puts the Frost Shield on somebody and then they walk away. It's like, oh no, I didn't know. You know, new spell.
Gotta get
Yeah.
used to it.
So they're doing a Sky plus Centaur lane, which I actually think is a lot better than. Like Sky is just such a lane dominator.
He's going mid,
Oh, he's going to snipe the courier maybe.
or just
He's
mess
going
with
to spam
Armel.
some arcane bolts on this Lina. Have fun mid without regen. Or like you say, he's just snipe the courier.
He doesn't know what he wants to do. Uh-oh. Oh, Gabby, I think he dodged the damage coming in there as well with a little bit of mischief. And yeah, it looks like mid they are going to go onto Armel and give him the treatment.
Look at all these creeps. I feel like this happens all the time now. I don't know what it is. I know they changed something with the creep movement speed, but just always so many creeps in these lanes.
Sunstrike?
Oh my god.
Oh, tip him. Please tip him.
That's
he's
a tip
not
right
doing
there
that.
for sure.
He's very mannered.
Or he doesn't have Dota Plus.
Yeah,
That's true,
it's
too.
possible.
Armel appreciated it, though.
Yeah. That was nice.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
No setup at all. Just sniping.
Very well played. This looks like the lane where Monkey King's going to be just fine, though. He's got the Void Grimstroke doesn't sound like a lane that's actually going to bully you at all.
Yeah. We were worried about the Monkey King, but definitely not against this lane. Monkey King's one of the few heroes who I think can do well against the new Void.
Although they are bringing in the Skywrath now. So a little bit of a departure from what we've seen before, where they're actually kind of keeping a solo Centaur
Yeah, that's
and running
interesting.
the Skywrath around.
Bringing back the trialing.
Hey man, I'd love to see this work, just because it's been so long with the dual lanes meta. I'd love to see 496 come in here and just dominate teams by playing this sort of style.
Radiant's bottom
There's a
tower
lot
is
more
under attack.
potential to mess things around. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to be pulling the creep wave over towards his tower, it looks like. And in a way, it's kind of like a quad lane, although he's going to start to take some of the damage over time. Silence turnaround. They kill off the Skywrath, but now going to possibly find the kill on the Gabby. Just like that, 496 find another one.
Dire's
It's like
top
a
tower
1-for-1
is
trade
under
in a
attack.
3v2 lane. Doesn't feel amazing. You're killing Monkey King at least,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel like you're completely dominating on top of this lane. Particularly when you see the Void CS. He's actually not farming all that well with all the fighting going on.
Yeah. It is a Sky going back to base though and getting full regen. That is something. You know. That hero's pretty crazy with that, and he's just walking back to
Bot.
bot.
He's like, starts bot, goes mid, goes top. He's now hit bottom again. This guy is seeing the world.
So what's the downside to this? Why don't we see more teams do it? What's the Skywrath going to be giving up?
A lot of the time you'll just leave the bot lane, and then a bot will lose, and then you'll go mid, and then you'll win for like 5 seconds, and then you'll go somewhere and then die, and then mid just isn't winning, like what's happening right now.
And then it'll be 7 or 8 minutes in and you're still level 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the roaming support life.
It's just, I think ever since they changed it so that you don't get 100 base experience for kills.
And even like taking away the experience on bounty runes too,
Right,
was
exactly,
a big part of it.
exactly,
It was
yeah.
used to be bounty runes were every 2 minutes and they gave XP.
Yep.
So you could just roam around and get some levels here and there.
Yeah. And then the mid lane is a lot smaller now. Like the towers are much closer. He's actually gonna.
Oh, nice try there with the pull into the skewer, and that might be enough. Oh, he's able to get away. God, battling for this stack right here.
Yeah, Cuckoo's very strong right now. 18 CS. Very hard to deal with.
Oh, sniped. Oh, Tim's played him. That's pretty sick.
I guess he was at Wyvern dewarding. That's why he went back in. He could see the Wyvern maybe.
That seems reasonable. Might have been what it was. They're going to find a kill here on Ninja Boogie. But yeah, and I think that he just knew that Wyvern was really slow. But that does set up
Ooh,
an
nice double
opportunity.
stun.
Top
Doesn't
tower
matter, though.
is under attack.
Verifier?
Almost.
Not quite.
Great.
If he survived that volley of right clicks, he may have been able to salve and get out. But
See,
mid lane going well for him.
it's so stressful watching like a roamer because if he roams to these lanes and just dies a few times, they're gonna get stomped because you get so much like
Yeah.
I don't know. Roaming is pretty hard.
This
in
is a big play, though. They spotted out the movement of the Sky on the wards. They know he's here right away with the DD, and Armel kind of has to play back. But they would have loved to hit right there as Armel was TPing in.
Yeah, he just TPs in. If you kill him again, he has to do that big walk of shame. That would be really bad for him.
Throw the shield on the man and get Armel a little bit of a kill here, possibly.
That slow is so strong.
Radiant's
but they do
bottom
kill
tower
Gabby.
is under attack.
That's what 496 are doing well. Like, they're making all these rotations, and you go through a ward, you get punished there, but as soon as that Sky gets gone by 3 heroes, they know Monkey King's alone, so they're punishing elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like, they're taking advantage of the intel they're getting on the map.
Yeah, that is
Radiant's
definitely
bottom
one benefit
tower
of the
is
Sky
under
roaming is
attack.
that he's drawing a lot of attention
So much
for a support. I think Sky's gonna do fine in the game regardless because all he needs is an ult talismans.
Yeah. Looks like they were able to take down a couple of these sentry wards too, or rather observer wards around the map. And another silence here, trying to move in with that ink swell. Long duration Sunstrike as well. Can they hit it? Finding the kill. No! Gabby turns around big time. That's a Monkey King.
Yeah,
When you
once you get the stacks.
yeah, when you use the Q on the creeps too, you just lifesteal for all of that damage.
More kills mid. Armel having a rough time. This Invoker is off to the races. His start has been fantastic.
Yeah, this is it's a really hard lane for Alina when the Sky is roaming like this. She's just
I love that. At the top.
avoid going for phase boots.
Man.
Or wait,
Somewhat.
wait, is that? Oh no, treads. Sorry, that's treads.
Yeah. Somewhat sold on this idea of having a roaming Sky or just roamers in general, right? From watching this at least.
I definitely like it. I like it in this patch.
Well, and it helps that they have the most broken hero in the world doing
That is
it.
true. That helps for sure.
So strong.
It's also your roaming supplemented by the fact you've got these Sunstrikes. Wherever you go, Sunstrikes are there to help secure these kills, and they're always communicating. It feels like every time they go for a gank in the side lanes, we're seeing these Sunstrikes come out.
Yeah.
And that's the hero that's going to win the game for them, too, is the Invoker eventually.
Yeah,
Hypothetically.
I mean, honestly, like if we look at TNC's lineup, none of them really deal that well with an Invoker.
Did Cataclysm get changed? What was the Invoker changed? Everyone wanted Cataclysm get nerfed.
I don't
it
think
didn't
so.
Get touched,
I don't think so. I think Invoker was untouched. Let me.
Yeah, he actually was entirely untouched.
Yeah,
I've got patch
there
notes up.
was a few heroes that were very strong in KL that were actually just untouched. I guess because there were so many other hero changes that they just figured, okay, they're probably gonna suck because the other heroes are so strong.
Yeah.
We've been seeing a lot of stacking so far. Ooh, look at this. Armoring the creep. We'll get a little bit of last hits there.
Oh,
They're
there's the
standing
Centaur
in.
ulti.
Trying to find one. Bottom is also a battle of Bruin as they're going to find that kill onto
Nice.
Wyvern, and they won't get anybody else, looks like.
Like this draft is actually just amazing. Like they have 2 global heroes. They have plenty of setup for Sunstrikes, plenty of setup for Sky ult, plenty of setup for Grimm's ult, lots of stuff to combo with Grimm, lots of stuff to combo with Chrono. Like I really like this draft and the way that they're running it too with the Sky roaming. So now they TNC looks to change up the lanes because it's not going so hot.
Ow. They got the damage for the Time Wall.
Oh, the skewer everything, no! Not quite there.
Pushed him a bit close to his tower as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have mattered. But.
And immediately salves
Damn.
back up.
Yeah, the salve coming already.
Well, this is starting to look really rough. You rotate 3 heroes up top, and then you rotate in and get the kill with the Sky. And I'm going to miss more kills, but it's just happening all over the place. They lost Cuckoo.
Wow.
Was that the no Chrono even? I just getting these.
I can't believe they rotate the mag top and then he dies immediately.
Yeah.
That is extremely bad.
I guess he wasn't expecting Void to be there because they went up for the kill and he didn't have
Oh
a salve.
yeah, and the
So-
salve came immediately.
yeah, they probably knew his items and like, okay, he's got no salve, he's going back to base. So he's
Yeah.
not expecting Void to suddenly be back in lane.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Well, they
well.
had this
That's a
word,
good
though.
point.
No, they
Oh, there
would
you
have
go.
seen it.
Oh, they did
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
Okay.
I guess the
Just-
thing is like when
Just
you make
cuckoo
a
things.
His name is Cuckoo.
when you make a rotation like that, you just are like, oh, I'm the strong hero. I need to go here and take this lane
Yeah.
so my heroes can farm.
It's a Void with no Chrono.
Right? How is he gonna kill me?
You're a very fat Magnus. Yeah. Maybe there's even a Sunstrike to help get the kill. Who knows?
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine so.
But wow, big gold lead early on for 496. The
And-
underdogs, the dark horse, as you put it,
Yeah,
Jenkins.
And how often have we seen these leads just really accentuate it based off of the team fights that happen afterwards? This is all before Chronosphere. Like, Void is not known as a strong laner.
If this game goes anything like the pubs have been going for the past week, there's no way TNC wins this. This game ends in 20 minutes. You know, just based on how pubs have been going, like the lanes hugely determine the game.
Sunstrike coming through yet again. Leave it off for that Invoker. And Monkey King trying to chase is going to be able to clean up here. Maybe? Yeah, he does get the Skywrath.
That's a solo kill, so that gives him a lot of experience.
Ooh.
Oh my god, the baits with this guy.
Jeez.
They've gotten so much out of just baiting this Void. Like there's been so much damage on him that's just totally wasted.
And what were you talking about before? You were mentioning it. These early items, the Wraith Band. He dies there if he doesn't have this little bitty item there.
I'm telling you, man, that
He's not going the full triple Wraith Band. I feel like
Chronosphere onto 3, seeing if they can find a kill. The Ink Swell going through onto 2. It's not quite enough, though, in the Skewer back, trying to find the kill. They do find the stun with the Deafening Blast. They do finally bring in this Invoker. A silence, long duration onto that mag, seeing if they can kill off Cuckoo. They need a couple of bashes here, as well as another silence, because this hero is surely balanced. And they find a double
That
for
new
the
bash.
the
Void.
double bash. Yeah, I got the double bash off.
it's God, the Void is such a meme hero now. With that,
It really is. You
get that, combine it with some level 25 backtrack, and just become like the king of RNG.
God, dude.
It's pretty entertaining.
It's pretty funny.
There's going to be some ridiculous just Void kills in like lanes, like
I
solo
saw
kills and stuff.
I saw Void post on Reddit. Void killed himself because the brewer put the ignite thing on him that makes you sometimes hit yourself, and then he bashed himself, and the bash killed him.
It's like coming in from another dimension,
Right,
hitting himself.
He denied himself
Oh, jeez.
from another dimension.
And the extra bash you get, that can proc another bash itself,
can,
right?
right,
So
right.
it's like you could have this infinite bash
Yeah,
sequence.
Why are you hitting yourself?
There's like a 1 in a billion chance or whatever. You know?
Exactly. They can
get,
proc
like,
like
5
maelstroms and everything too.
You guys ready for a stampede? Going down bottom. Poor old
That was
Gabby.
so dead.
Can't mischief his way out of that, and they leave it again.
Man, this Invoker is massive. 6k net worth already.
They have so much overwhelming damage to kill. Like they can get any kill on any of these heroes without using even half of their spells at this point.
And it's like a 1 or 2 hero combo normally. Like a Void with a
They have to get
Sunstrike.
this kill. They really, really have to. Can they bring him down in time? No!
Oh my God! He does it again.
Wraith
Over
Band
and
won.
over.
The Wraith Band.
Wow.
Oh no.
I mean, they're getting close. We should have gone for that second Wraith Band maybe.
Yeah.
No, the Stealth Shield helps too. You know, blocking some
does,
reckless
it does,
damage.
yeah.
Every little bit.
Yep. Every small item in his kit.
God, he even was on Agi treads too.
Well, they kill off Ninja Boogie.
Oh, the
5
silence is
to
up again.
15. This is just completely fallen out of control. Tims, you need to get out of here. They're also chasing up here on the top side. Sunstrike, Armel, not going to get hit by it, but they are going to be able to find the kill on the bash.
And he maxed it first, right? He was.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
113. I imagine he went 114. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's got level 9, but I think he went 114.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, man.
He's just looking, and yet the Q has been so effective this game, dodging
Yeah,
these
it's
things
just-
with just the level 1 Q.
You don't need the cooldown. You just need one good
right,
Q,
right. What value?
and then you play safe for the next 20 odd seconds, or
yeah,
whatever the
I mean,
cooldown is.
You know, as long as you have those Wraith bands, you'll be fine.
Void is
Let's
back.
see, what does
in
Sky
vogue.
have? Oh, look at that, null
Triple
talismans.
I mean, that's what Monkey King's sitting on. 3
There we
Wraith
go.
brands of
There we
bronze.
go. Yeah.
He's on the new patch.
He knows what's happening. But at the same time, Invoker, he's been able to just farm up a Midas and has been sitting on it for a while.
You know, another reason that I think that it's really hard to come back in a game from the lanes is that the jungles are all high ground now. So like if you just secure a jungle, which of course is going to happen if you take towers because you're ahead.
Oh, goodbye, Tims.
Oh, he's a dead man. Void didn't even use Mask of Madness. He just knew he was going to die without it. Like they just group up, take these towers, place some wards, farm up. They know there's no way that you can contest in those jungles. If you take these towers.
Thinking about it, Wukongs. They are going to drop it now, but see you later.
It's looking pretty rough.
Well, we were right. This is a stomp, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe not what we expected, but
At the end of the draft, you guys, I mean, Gabe was like, he didn't not like the TNC draft. You like both teams' draft. You said 496 had some good stuff going. It's
I think they both have good stuff going. But with the monkey in the lane, like I was super worried about that.
I mean,
And that would ended up not really even being the problem, though. That's what's weird. Like, I think that he did die a couple of times, but really it was just how much they committed onto this void, and he never killed him.
It kind of did in the sense that they had to send the Magnus top to let the
Okay.
monkey recover, and then the mag died. So it's like,
they were just getting kills in all 3 lanes, 496. Like
Yeah,
mid lane
yeah.
died like 3 or 4 times. I think this lane has probably got like, what, 4 deaths, 5 deaths at
yeah,
the
yeah.
moment. It's
this-
been a rough mid lane.
The sky has really been like the bane of their existence.
So is Roman
0-6.
supports back? Like, is that what's going on?
It's definitely viable. I mean, no one really knows what is the meta right now.
Yeah.
I don't, what works one game may not work the next. They could go into game 2, try another roaming support, and get destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think, like you said, like if you judge it by a game-by-game basis, and this one, when you're dealing with like a Monkey King Lina, these are two very squishy, gankable heroes that definitely get punished by a roaming support more than other heroes might.
Yeah, you've got this very gankable mid lane. If that mid lane's like a puck or something, you're not
Yeah,
getting
that's what I was thinking.
anything out of it.
Right.
You get the bounty rune.
And thinking about sticking around here? Yeah, you got to skedaddle on
Fuku's got no mana to RP, so I think they're going to get out on the TNC side as well.
Well, he got his bounty rune.
TNC does have some really strong team fight they can always fall back on. Anytime you have a Magnus plus a melee core, you always have to be worried about taking that one bad engagement.
RP, Winter's Curse.
That
And
too, yeah.
there's so much good fall off the Winter's Curse. Like you can, just an LSA. Like this Wyvern lead has been used so much starting with like OG at TI where if you can get 2 heroes in Winter's Curse, even if there are 2 heroes that don't kill each other and you do very little damage, it doesn't matter because suddenly Lena's hit this 2-man LSA Dragon Slave and those heroes are one of them is instantly dead.
Even the Winter's Curse plus Mirana combo, like when this hero came back into the meta, the Wyvern, it was because people were using the ulti to set up for very simple spells.
Yeah. But the thing that I'm seeing here too, though, that seems scary is like TNC is not really making moves around the map. Look at 496; they're constantly keeping pressure on, and like they have 2 heroes in base right now for TNC. Like they're just chilling.
I don't know. From playing a lot of games, like it feels like when you're behind, it's so hard to make moves around the map now, just because you're walking up so many high grounds.
I mean, but you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's true.
Sunstrike comes through. They get themselves the kill. And it looks like they're trying to find at least one. The skewer back. Can they do it, though? The Chrono connects onto both of them. They're going to drop down the full combo. Triple kill for this Invoker as they're chasing down Armel, who has had a terrible game so far, and it only gets worse.
Well, some of these Chronos been crazy good. The 3-man Chrono top, even though they didn't get all the kills in it, because they didn't have the damage follow-up, was just amazing in its own. That one there, even better. This time around, Invoker is there to dump some damage in, and man, 496 are looking good.
They've done a really good job at being in position for these Chronos for the most part. Like there's always every single time we've seen a spell be cast by 496, there's been follow-up of some sort that is enough to get the kill. And in that fight, like if the Invoker's not there, the Chrono is good, but it doesn't kill them. Yeah. But that was just completely devastating. They have a 9k gold lead now because they chose that was going to be the fight, that they were all grouped. Because he has the Aghanim Scepter now.
I love this Boots of Travel pickup now, too. Having the global mobility with the separate cooldowns on your TP scroll and your Boots of Travel just make this item so much stronger.
Yeah.
He TPs home, he buys Boots of Travel, and now we can Boots of Travel to lane.
It's just another one of those things that secures the lead, too. Like, they're never going to be able to push in on him.
And it used to be you buy Boots of Travel and you just feel like, I just spent 2k gold and what am I getting out of this? Now it's like, you farm more because you have this item.
Yeah,
You're getting some return on that 2k gold. It's kind of a farming item in its own way.
Yeah. And you prevent the enemy team from farming too, because you can defend towers that would otherwise be undefendable. So they're getting less of the map to farm.
This gold lead is starting to look insurmountable. When you see the net worth of the 2 top Dire cores and then you see the Radiant side and you gotta wonder like, outside of like some crazy 4 or 5-man RP, how do you come back in this game? And that's not a 4 or 5-man RP. That's
a Grimstroke though. It's like
solo support. Yeah, you see that and you feel great if you're 496.
Yeah, I mean he has arcane boots, you know. And the thing is, the way that the experience formula works now is that you don't get that comeback mechanic where if you were to kill a support on a team that's beating you, you would get a lot of experience before. Now you don't. You have to kill the Void. You have to kill the Invoker. And it seems with these items that they are near unkillable unless there's an amazing pick-off that comes out. Like, they have to kill these heroes because killing the supports do nothing.
Well, and this is the type of hero that can just kind of sit back and chill, summon some Forge Spirits, move around the map, and get out of there. Yeah, I will say that TNC over the past couple minutes have kind of looked like they've been making those moves around the map that are so hard to do. They've been setting up that smoke gank up top. It only connected on Skywrath, but you know, it's something.
They're getting something. Yeah.
It was good use of the Chrono cooldown because that all happened after the Chrono mid. They'll get another kill.
Yeah,
that's 3 pickoffs in a row. 2 Sky kills and a Grimstroke. It's just the supports, but that was like a 9k plus gold lead, and now it's down to 7k plus. So they're chipping away at that lead, and doing this now that Chrono's back up is a kind of good sign. I think Dire's just been a bit sloppy with how they've been split up.
Yeah, I agree.
Just go for Roshan, stick together, especially these supports. You don't need to be pushing out. Let the Invoker deal with the lanes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he bought the bots for that purpose, you know? There's no point in having Sky.
And it's another support kill. This is stopping them from getting things like Roshan, because even though they're supports, you don't want to go into Rosh when your supports are dead.
Yeah, of course. They're critical for these fights, like especially the Sky with the Chronosphere.
They did see the Wyvern bottom, and it looks like that's going to make them confident going for this kill here on to
damage reduction.
Lich.
They just let the Arcane Bolt finish him off.
Gabby's still here. They're sticking
Actually,
around for
they
the
want the
Chrono.
rune.
Going to drop down onto 2. Is it going to be quite enough damage, though? They pull him away out of the Chrono, and somehow TNC make this work for themselves.
Oh, man. These Chronos, you need the Invoker there.
Oh, man. 496, what's going on?
They're not playing together. They were for the first 18 minutes of this game, and then suddenly it just kind of fell apart the last few minutes. Their supports, each of them got picked off twice in a row. That was 4 kills in a row there. Then the Centaur Void just die in what's a pretty unfavorable exchange. Top, and Chrono's on cooldown again.
Yeah. You know, we talked about the comeback experience not being there if you don't kill the cores, and we just saw 2 core kills go the way of TNC, so they're going to be feeling pretty good about that.
Gold situation still hasn't changed too much, though.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. That's just because, he's farming. He's pushing lanes.
I really think what you said is what they need. They need to let this Invoker deal with the lanes. Like, they're playing against a team that's going to punish them for just farming all 3 lanes. You have to play 4-1 against a really strong team.
Give them some farm in a lane. I think they have this mentality that they know they're ahead and they want to get everything. Yeah, farm everything on the map and not give TNC a lane. But if you're taking 2 out of the 3 lanes and securing Roche, you're in fine position.
Centaur caught out of position, can't stampede away because the Yule's lift up, and
it's tough to watch, you know.
Yeah.
They were so far ahead.
Like, look at the last couple of minutes of this, just all green along that mark there, and they've got a great team fight. They got everything.
I wonder what it is they're worried about. Like, why aren't they grouping up? I guess the tier 2s are very hard to take. Look at the sentries coming out from the Radiant.
You see Radiant's team fight too. There is a scary team fight position too.
And the Radiant actually dewarded the whole jungle, so you don't have vision to fight around. So I guess.
And
I think tier 2s are hard to take, but Roshan is actually pretty. If you can get vision around Rosh, that's where you want to take a fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Get a vision advantage. If they come to contest you, your Centaur jumps him. You get that insta pick with a Hoof Stomp Sunstrike. What are they going to do?
Invoker Void. It's very hard to.
But I will say also that Invoker Void combo is going to be amazing into the late game. Like that, they are very strong team fight as well. So it kind of just depends on who gets the right jump. They did spot out that Void up on this ward and were able to chase him away.
I mean, if they had a Cataclysm for that last Chrono, it would have been a very different story.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The problem is Invoker can't boots a travel into a rune fight. There's no creeps there.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you said, Lyrical, that this is like one of those games where the fights are just going to depend on who gets the jump first. It's kind of rare that I mean, it's like probably 20% of games that happens in Dota, because sometimes it's just like you get a lead and you can get gone on and it won't even matter because of just the heroes. But given that there's a Magnus versus a Void and a Wyvern as well, and then an Invoker, like it really, really matters who gets the jump. But then again, you have a Centaur who's eventually going to pick up an Aghanim Scepter, so then the jump doesn't matter as much. Like there is always that factor.
So we see that part of the reason I think TNC's been able to do such a good job of like avoiding these fights and taking the good ones is their vision advantage. And right now, only that one ward, and they end up being able to take it away. It's actually still here in the river, but it looks like they're set up bottom for a fight possibly.
Yeah, I feel like the last 10 minutes, every time I look at this minimap, I'm just like, wow, how did TNC have better vision when they're playing from behind?
They're moving in now. Centaur trying to find the jump, and they can't quite get it. Winner's Curse only on to 1, and Tim's trying to focus down this Grimstroke at the start of the fight. They have the Wukong's command out. The Fear, they pull him back in with the Sinister Gaze, and that will bring down the Centaur for the cost of a Wyvern. And looks like Grim might be able to get out of here. Skewer, Chase.
I don't know about this Cuckoo.
They get the kill, and there's going to be the Chrono immediately following this up. But do they have enough follow-up afterwards? They buy back on the Wyvern. Now trying to take down this Void. Can they get him? Jump away. Still living for the moment. And it looks like they want to keep fighting.
Invoker, wow, he got super scared with that BKB. Yeah, they're just a bit discombobulated, not really fighting on the same page on the 496 side. Void, they knew they had this turnaround potential where Invoker had everything. He had this new BKB. Void, he's got Chrono. Yeah, this fight started poorly, but they hit that 3-man Chrono. Suddenly the fight's won, but a solo Magnus who's already like... The Magnus kind of overcommitted there, but
Yeah.
The good news was the rest of the team didn't overcommit with him, so there was no like 3-man chrono opportunity.
Yeah, and that hero has a lot of stats. He has like armor talents. He has HP talents. It's actually fine to tank up and to get people to go on you with mag, especially if you've already used the RP, which I don't think he did. But even he went the attack speed. Let's see, he has
Plus 15
He
strength
has
with
a
Greaves.
15
He's very
15
tanky.
strength, yeah, and then the 12 armor talent with
It's a
the
buff
Greaves
man.
build. Like I think this hero's excellent because you can run in RP, and then it takes so much to kill you after the RP that you can have kind of 2 roles in the fight. You function as like the ogre and as the Enigma sort of hero.
Much as I think 496 are kind of rushing things and not playing all that well, TNC are really executing well in these team fights now.
I think so too. Yeah.
We're seeing.
I think Tim's in particular, you see like constantly down here sort of baiting. I think he baited out that entire movement in with the Stampede and was able to just like get them to heavily commit in on him.
Yeah. It's great to see Wyverns do that. That's something that like that's at least from what I understand, that's a relatively new concept to like bait a 5 roll to start fights just because like a lot of the time your 5 roll is the hero that you don't want to die, like you want to get Winter's Curse off and stuff like that, but a lot of the 5 rolls can just sit in trees and then you either choose to fight or choose not to fight based on like how much the enemy team commits. We see a lot of teams defending tier 1s by having the 5 roll just sit in the trees and just juke around the trees, and if it's good they'll TP to it, if it's not they'll just leave them.
In this game, it doesn't even feel like he has to hit like an amazing Winter's Curse for a fight. He can use it just as a setup for his
Yeah, for sure.
Magnus or something.
I feel like I've seen this before in a previous patch. One team on the high ground by Roche. Oh, no!
Wow.
Cuckoo!
He rolled the dice there a bit.
Oh man.
You know, Cuckoo is one of those players. He's either going to win you the game or lose you the game, but he's never in between. He goes for it all. You got to respect
This is why I love SEA, dude. I actually love this.
Yeah. This is why I like that he's moved to the offlane role, because that's the kind of trade in offlaner you don't mind.
Right.
Totally.
It's fine.
He gives them the tip.
I have people feeding in pubs because I do stuff like this, man. This is in NA. This gets couriers sent down mid.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you don't care. They're not going to take Roche still. Like, you can't go in without that.
Yeah.
These TNC guys are pretty chill too. I feel like that's something that I'd honestly just be laughing about a bit.
Yeah. It's good to have a team environment where you can laugh about something like that, because otherwise you make one move like that, it's GG. You know.
Yeah, you can't. If you can't laugh about like something like that in game, then you're
done.
doing something
You
wrong.
are so done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they're really worried about this Roche.
I mean, I think the mentality is, it's like, why have they not gone for Roche? Because when they were up like 10k gold, I feel like that Roche was their way to extend their lead.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That felt real bad. Poor old Ninja Boogie.
So what they need to be doing is starting these fights without committing the Void Invoker. Like, send in Centaur for a stun with a Sky Ult and try to get that first pick off that way and pull more heroes into a fight, and then your Void can't be the frontliner because he's never going to get a good chrono unless he's playing in the trees, playing in fog.
You need to counter initiate with the Void. And the thing with the Centaur initiating, he's perfectly fine initiating, because if the fight looks bad, he can just press R and they run away.
Yeah.
That's like one of the big reasons I think this hero came back into the meta, is because people started using the ulti to take fights that you otherwise would be dangerous. Like you take these high risk, medium reward plays, but they're not high risk because you have the Centaur ulti. Like, intentionally taking those plays is a key factor to having this hero on your team.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. The Skywrath Axe.
Let's go.
It's
There
on the
it is.
horizon.
How much damage is his Arcane Bolt doing now? If you push ult?
Oh, right. 153?
That's before Kaya amp, I guess?
I don't think that. I think that would be including the amplification,
Kaya?
But
Okay.
that doesn't sound right.
but not including the int. The int scaling.
I think that
Because that's just the base damage. But
yeah, but when you push ult, I think the ult shows you with the int scaling.
I don't think it.
No,
I think it just shows with the.
Oh, with Kaya.
It shows that the
with
damage
the
multiplier
magic
different.
amplification.
Oh, okay.
Why is the
Weird.
damage multiplier different?
I don't know.
That's probably a tooltip bug. I don't think.
I don't think the damage multiplier multiplies by the multiplier coming from the null talisman.
Can you say multiplier a few more times?
I
It just
can go ahead
sounds
and do
nice.
that,
I
yeah.
like it. I love it.
I'll do that for you.
Thank you. Oh, bottom. Run away, Tims.
Just guessing.
Oh, we tried.
That's most of his mana pool gone. That's kind of expensive.
I was wondering if you try and like Winter's Curse and then they take a fight over here or something while it's going on. If you could force one when Invoker's not around.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
He can always be around though. He TP's home and now he can boots travel out. That's part of the nice thing about this build. How close is Invoker to his level 20? Oh, he's just about there.
Ooh, he's so close.
That's
That's gonna be huge. Cataclysm does so much damage. Speaking of damage.
TNC just pick after pick. This has been the story of this mid game.
They still have to be so careful,
That
though.
was-
Did they use RP for that?
Yeah, I believe they did.
No, they didn't.
Oh.
Oh, they
So
did. They still have RP. Damn.
They did use the BKB on Monkey, so I don't think we'll see them in the best position.
Centaur's pretty important to these fights. Ooh, use the Cataclysm.
That was a buyback before a
Buyback
fight
on
even
Centaur.
began. That was... You kind of get trigger happy sometimes. Like, you know this fight's coming and you see this Sunstrike which
Right.
scouts out the Wyvern and you're like, oh, the fight's happening. Wait, no.
I love this region, man. Two completely unnecessary buybacks this game just to fight. And then the RP Cataclysm used.
I mean, heads up play by TNC to sort of like make them think that they were going to do that too, because I think that heading that direction. And
Both
everything.
teams are very like cautious with going into this Roshan pit, baiting the enemy team. We've seen this twice.
Tim's back to his spot here in the bottom lane. This is just where he lives now.
He's being really annoying for this Invoker. The fact he's got this Glimmer Cape and just, push out this wave.
They're bringing everybody.
Yeah, he can't be solo killed by Invoker unless Invoker's willing to buy dust, which just doesn't seem to
Yeah.
be the case.
Dire's top tower is under
That's what I mean by like the new kind of like the way 5-rolls play is they play the dead lane, and it's so obnoxious because you just prevent towers that would usually fall from falling, and you can bait such good fights too.
All right, they're coming for him.
It's finally go down now.
But it's a Wyvern, so
Yeah.
who cares? Oh, actually, he did buy back though, so that's pretty important. They could take Roche off.
Huh.
They have a double siege wave. They could actually potentially push high ground. They know he has no buyback. He can alacrity the cart.
The pings are coming right now. They
At least
might
get some good
realize-
damage in. There we go.
Yeah,
Luckily,
this is.
it'll
I mean, this is gonna chunk it.
Dire's top
Get
tower is under
down
attack.
to close to half health, maybe.
Oh, I would have.
I mean,
was-
it's
that
fine.
was-
I got a Yulsis. That's half the health in the tier 3 tower.
That
Not bad.
that's some. I mean, that's a good punish for sure. Like they got a lot out of killing that Wyvern.
Yeah.
Still dead for 45 seconds. Buybacks are costly, man.
And Lena also is down in the bottom lane, kind of stuck there. Cuckoo brazenly just jumping into him. But again, it's not like they have the easiest hero to go and hit Roche. Like, Void kind of needs to be their secondary initiator, and if he's in the pit hitting it, and
God, yes.
this is dangerous, but they got him caught! There's going to be the full Cataclysm coming down. They kill off the Monkey King. They are going to be able to kill off that Centaur afterwards as Invoker tries to walk away from everybody. They're able to get a pretty good EMP. A little bit of a miss there.
Oh, you missed.
You'll Scepter lift up, and it
So
might
gone.
finally
he
be
missed.
the end
Okay.
of the Invoker.
Didn't get the LSA at the Boundless Strike, luckily.
And they're just tearing them apart.
Yeah.
They bought back on the Monkey King. They're on top of this Void.
LSA.
One after the other, they're just going to fall.
They're just chaining their stuns, landing spells.
They bought back on the Invoker too, but there's no fight to be had here, really, I don't think. This is a dead Skyrat.
Oh man.
Might see Magnus go down, but
BKB pop.
I mean, Magnus doesn't even go down.
Well, they're right on top of him. They're going
Oh,
to pull
boy.
him back in.
No.
Ooh,
Guardian Greaves.
this is
he's
a
dead.
dieback. Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Well,
TNC.
TNC's player.
Dude, that Guardian Greaves aura was so effective for Mag. He was sitting at like 10% health for so long in that fight.
I mean, TNC, they're just highlighting how they're the better team, and
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
yikes.
like, look at all those buybacks. And just cut your losses at some point.
It sounds like really dumb basic analysis, but TNC's just landing their spells.
Yeah.
That's the difference in these fights. One team is using their spells and items effectively, the other is not.
One critique that I would have for 496 is just to like know when to just get out of a fight. Like when you bait 2 buybacks, you just leave. Like and then you can reset, and then you can decide if you want to go in again. But that reset, that mental reset has to happen first. You know, because they were just chaining in.
Yeah.
There, like, I mean,
It's
we've all been there.
It's going to be this structured fight where Centaur leads. You find these one-man pickles using the Centaur Sky. You can't be doing these one-man
Yeah.
chronos.
That's why the original Centaur pick was so crucial, because he starts the fights.
Yep.
He's really the only hero that can start the fights. You don't want Invoker doing it. You don't want Void doing it, because then they risk getting RP'd. I
think they had this mindset where Monkey King's all the damage, so if you chrono him and kill him, you're going to win the fight. But, like, you know, Lena, Wyvern, Lich, these heroes are still doing some good damage. That Chain
Well, he
Frost in
bought
that
back.
fight did a lot, too. And, yeah, he bought back, of course, so.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you beat these big ultimates in late game. It's just having buyback against these voids, enigmas. You
Yeah.
know, they commit an ultimate to solo kill a carry. Well, that carry buys back, and suddenly you've got the ability to take Roche, win the fight.
Yeah.
Now here's the other side of things, though. If you take a fight right now for 496 and you wipe them, there aren't that many buybacks on the Radiant team, and they definitely still have the damage with like a Chrono into Cataclysm.
Dyer's
Oh,
bottom tower
and
is under
the
You can
bot-
lose like 5 fights, and it doesn't matter for Dire if you just win that one big fight.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Dyer's
because the
bottom
bot
tower
lane
is
is pushed
falling.
all the way into the tower's almost dead, so they could end the game if they get a big fight.
Radiant's
Although it's got to be
structures
pretty
are fortified.
depressing to be in a game like this and know that you have such a lead, and then your team is just kind of crumbling. Like mentally coming back from that is pretty hard. Between
Yeah,
games,
you're-
it's
Dyer's
easier,
bottom tower
but
has
in
fallen.
the actual game, it's
Radiant's top tower
You're
has
losing that
fallen.
confidence. Like
Right,
this void is
exactly.
not gonna
Dyer's bottom tower
be
is
as
under attack.
like just confident in his ability to find that good Chrono.
Yep.
And they also have Aegis now.
Yeah, I mean, they can do this slow siege kind of stuff. And I mean, centers, we saw it in the mid game as well when things started to go awry. Was just some of these missed blink stuns, like bottom lane when they're trying to hunt the Wyvern.
Yep. The Invoker like whiffing completely on the trying to meatball both of the targets in that Chrono.
Yep.
Doesn't even get the Magnus.
After such a strong game, too, this Void feels like he's really fallen off in terms of farm.
I think just dominate the lane stage, and then their
Yeah.
coordination in these mid game fights, and even not just teamwork, it was individual plays. Like, you know, the Invoker using his meatball combo down bottom to try kill the Glimmer Cape Wyvern and just being completely off, uses up his mana pool. It's just kind of just a lot of misplays happening.
It's very strange because they went into this like split pushing style of Dota and not fighting at all, and I don't understand what made them think they needed to do that, because they had a huge gold lead for the point that they were at in the game.
Oh, Tim's, he's walking by. There is still a Void over here, and it looks like they're going to find the
I got
Void, get the
blink.
blink away. Cataclysm
went-
used.
Damn, that's an important cooldown, man.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, that's an Aegis too. They just blew Cataclysm.
Now, they almost got the Monkey King
Void
with
is
the Skywrath ulti, but
in pretty deep there. Nice, he's gonna get out. He's fine.
See, this is when you split push, when you don't have these.
Yeah, your opponents have Aegis. You've lost your lead. Split push.
Yeah.
But
It's so unfortunate they're at this point though, because I think they could have just taken Roche off.
yeah,
some of it also is, looks like they got him caught here. He is going to get stunned, follow this up, and it should be the death of him as they get the Sinister Gaze and
nice.
no buyback on this Void.
Yeah, I was-
TNC feeling good.
That's when I see in my head. I was like, oh, Lena's not actually there. This may not be in the best curse. And then I'm like, oh wait,
Winter
Legendary spell.
Curse into Gaze
Yeah.
combo. It's so good. Yeah, it's
Oh boy, no buyback. Something Radiant TNC know all too well. And they may go for that high ground play.
This is they don't actually have any like traditional seizures, but with Magnus and then the Lich armor,
That's pretty cool.
I was going to say Monkey King's pretty immortal, but
Well, they get the Soulbind as well. Going to connect onto 2. They'll be able to find the kill onto the Centaur as BKBs are wearing off. You need to be a little bit careful. The chase coming. Skywrath throwing out 1.5 billion arcane bolts and almost able to kill off this Magnus, but he is now controlled. He is now killed. Gabby dominating, and guess what? Guardian Greaves still pretty good.
Yeah, they're gonna keep going for this high ground. 10 seconds of void though, so TNC may be forced to back off.
damn, they have a lot of respect for this Centaur hero too. Cataclysm just being used to scout all the time. I feel like they really need it in these fights.
They wanted to catch Ninja Boogie and see if they can kill him with
They're
it. but
really chasing this one, but it's
You
like
can-
desperation.
I was
it
gonna
almost
say
feels
you,
like.
you can sense it, like
Yeah.
and
It's like, let's catch this support Wyvern or Lich on the retreat by committing Cataclysm and Stampede. And what does that kill even get you? You're on your side of the map. You got to push out waves. You're not going to get any objective, any Roche. It's
even if you get those kills, what's the point if you're just using all of your spells for like one single
Yo, he's
kickoff
getting a
as the enemy?
refresher. Don't worry. That's what's happening. That's the ultimate plan for the Invoker. And then he can cast it multiple
and
times.
he's got his Lincolns for now queued up. So
Oh wait, that's a Lincoln's. Yep, never mind.
yeah,
That's
you saw
an
the
item that got
perseverance.
changed.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the sort of game that they're gonna watch after and be like, all right, guys, we had this game in the bag. Like we need to chill. We need to just play
Yeah.
Dota, play like it's a pub, not freak out. Like this is 100% a mental defeat
The
that's,
thing
that's happening.
I really like about that going for that Roche when you have that like 10k lead, and I mean they don't know it's 10k, but they know they're really far ahead. Their Void feels super strong. The Invoker just gets BKB, Ag Scepter, Midas at some insanely fast time. Is even if your TNC come to contest it, you just leave the pit and fight them. That's what you want to fight them because you're so much further ahead. And Roche forces a fight, or if they don't come, hey, you get an Aegis.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
And if they're so worried about pushing the tier 2s and fighting the high ground, like the Roche pit's way easier to fight when you have that much of a gold lead.
Yeah.
Look at how
Force
good
them to
TNC are doing, just playing around the movements of this Void. Like every time we looked, first it was these fights that were happening around this side of the map, and then it was like holding this high ground over here, and now they're sort of holding the one area where they know that they've got a little bit of vision. They're constantly avoiding the one way that 496 can kind of come back in this game.
This is like what 496 could have done in the early game. I know a lot of people that would love that Lich ult, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's great.
that's a classic right there. Just ulting a wave.
Oh, yeah. Level 3 Lich ult. That
Oh,
is
dangerous
sick.
though. They get the full ulti coming out with everybody. They kill them both
Kill
off.
the Lich! Oh, wait,
All right.
They have 0 buybacks.
That is a Magnus and a Monkey King with no buyback.
108 seconds.
I literally just said that they're playing around it so well, and then,
Did they smoke to get that initiation, maybe?
I think that they did.
I didn't even see who was dying there. They just evaporated so quickly.
He didn't have the Time Walk cast range until after the fight he got it. So I assume he must have come out of smoke.
Well,
he
has
has
a Shadow Blade.
Oh, yeah. True.
But I
It was a long jump, it looked like, though, also.
Well,
that was...
buybacks, how close are... so they're not actually on cooldown for in terms of time.
Right.
So they don't know the buyback status, which means they may be
Radiant's middle tower
hesitant about going high ground. I mean, you can kind of push somewhat safely just using the Fort Spirits and Centaur.
Radiant's middle
And if
tower
you realize
has
that there is no buyback, might be time, although looks like they're just going to feel content to go for the tier 2s. I do sometimes... I mean, obviously it's easy to say with full vision, but a lot of these teams will not always go for like a hard committal.
Your Chrono's down and you don't know. But you don't know they have no buybacks. If just one of those heroes buys back and you get team wipe because you're going high ground,
Set up with a good
you lose the
Winter's
game.
Curse. Just Winter's Curse and buyback.
Yeah.
It's really... And they have the Lina Wyvern to push out too, and then the Lich to armor the towers. It's very hard to push into these heroes actually. You need to kill them.
36 seconds away, so creeps will be, or heroes will be up at that point.
Sky, that Ag Scepter, level 20
Kaya.
coming up. What's Sky's level 20? Does he get some fun talents there?
He's got the resistance and
Global
then the global.
concuss.
Global concussive, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like pseudo map hack in a way.
I've seen people go for every single Sky talent. Both on each level is very good. People,
The ancient seal is pretty good.
it's pretty
50%?
good. Yeah, it's permanent. It's permanent. Or we can go for the permanent ancient seal and then give the...
Yeah, I guess
for the
it's not
increased
good because
damage
he
too.
didn't get the Ancient Seal cooldown
Are
talent.
they trying to
Yeah, he'd
take
probably
this
go for
fight
the
right now?
concussive.
BKB? Chrono solo onto
Really?
Lina. That doesn't feel good.
It's one of those fights they're not landing their spells.
So
Yeah,
tanky.
just run away.
You miss Cataclysm, you solo Chrono hero with no follow-up. That's...
I mean, they get out.
I like that they got out.
Yes.
I think that's... he did go for the global concussive. Yeah, usually you go for like the...
cooldown into the
Right.
magic damage amp.
Yeah, because you
50%
just have...
just doesn't seem like enough. Like, it's less than a veil.
The
It's
global concussive is just insane. You consider like the utility of it, just the vision.
I was thinking it was cool with having like potentially 4 of them out at once with like Grimstroke ulti, and then you amp up Invoker stuff.
That's true. With the Grimstroke ulti, you can see some added value to the Ancient Seal.
4 ancient seals. What is Dota right now? Goodness gracious.
Oh, big moment right here.
What items does Armel have? He feels so tanky. Okay, yeah, he went Aghanim Scepter, Health Talent, I imagine, and then Shiva's Guard. He's so tanky.
All right, are they going to realize what's going on? Void does have a TP.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you can do anything if you do realize. They probably do, but it's just like, well, Chrono Cataclysm was used. Can we stop this?
Oh, they scan it. They know, but yeah.
That's still 15 seconds till Cataclysm, and yeah, there we go. It's done for. That's the one big downside with this lineup is mid to late game. It is that ulti dependent Void Chrono, whereas Radiant they're teamfight ulti dependent, but there's like a lot of big ultimates they can play around.
Yeah.
Like it's not just one. You can use a Winter's Curse Lina combo to kill a hero. You've still got the RP. You've got options.
Yeah, we need to see a lot of the Centaur for sure to like be the one that can set up those fights, and we've been talking about the whole
Kind
time.
of feels like the Centaur stun hasn't been super effective for killing anybody past like the laning phase. Like
it's a water type versus a grass type. It's rough. All right, I'm done.
God.
I'm sorry.
Hey man, they did add that extra ignite, man.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You never know. They'll be grass type soon enough. But it really feels like the Dyer's team fights are entirely dependent completely on the Chronosphere.
Yeah.
Nothing else, just the Chronosphere, and then just casting everything in the Chrono.
Which
And
it shouldn't necessarily be if you can land some Centaur stuff.
Yeah,
Because
exactly,
you can actually
exactly.
get value out of Sky's ultimate on these BKB heroes, just because during that Centaur stun duration, it's like 3 seconds of Mystic Flare damage, which will get Monkey King maybe even killed, or even if it gets him down to just super low health so he can't fight. It's
Force him to pop the BKB, pop the ulti.
Exactly.
Got these Tinker Wards over here.
Grimstroke. Support Grimstroke has a Hex. I mean, all these supports are
They're stacked.
rich, yeah.
they
10k
really-
net,
they
where
really
everyone's
are.
10k plus.
That I've noticed that happening a lot in this patch, where you'll kill one guy as a support in a fight, and then
Yeah.
boom, you have a Glimmer Cape. It's like, what the hell? Where'd I get a Glimmer Cape from?
I mean, he's also got that 90 GPM. He's been
That's
been
true,
nursing
that's
it
true.
for a little while.
We also
That's
promised
nice.
people 20-minute games as well. That's clearly not the case.
Yeah,
on this patch.
that's
They
true.
still got these null tallies in here, man. They're just chilling.
Yeah, what else do you need? You hold on to those. I love new Tranquil Boots too, not being broken. It's so
nice.
a nice
It's-
improvement.
Every patch, there are just these changes where it just makes the game so much more fun to play.
The fact you had to like drop or backpack your Tranquils
It was
while
so
you're
tedious.
farming as a support or something.
Remember
Like-
when you could uphill miss wards?
Oh
It's like,
god.
come
yeah.
on.
Oh.
Why?
And you had like 20 base damage
Yeah.
as a CM. You're
Yeah,
just
as
trying
if-
to hit it.
as if supporting isn't hard enough. Like, come on, man.
God. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wards before they were getting 2-shot. You actually, CM had to like 4
You had to
or
do
5
do
right
damage. Yeah.
And you just keep missing. You know that Slark's coming. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
So rough, man.
Well,
I always had that
they-
same experience as Pudge, just sitting there, big fat lard bucket trying to deward. You're just like 270 movement speed. You know that you're dead, but it's
Yeah.
worth the ward.
Totally.
You're not getting farm anywhere else.
Now you get credit for it. It shows up on the feed.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I
legit,
think
man. It's making supporting more glamorous.
It's a D-ward. In fact, it mentioned sentries.
Yeah,
It
the
even
sentries is a bit
more
much.
absurd.
That's
I'm a
how you
support
grief.
player and I find it dumb. I don't know.
All right, Stomp.
That's a good way to start a fight.
Yeah, you don't have to kill him. Just get him low.
And, well, they're going to chrono him now. There's a BKB on the Lina trying to keep her alive, but the cold embrace, and suddenly
damage?
nobody's dying at all. They're living through everything. They instead turn it back around. They kill off the Void. Now seeing if they can find the follow-up. It's a lot of damage coming out from the Skywrath Mage. Bringing down to low HP. They force out the Cheese Armel, trying to run away, but he too is going to fall. All of the Ancient Seals, all of the Arcane Bolts, now they're going to be time dilated as well, as TNC in trouble. Cuckoo trying to get away. They've got the
Did he
Tinker
bash?
Wards almost there. Trying to kill him off in time. They get the blink away.
Greaves Aura.
It's paying off.
It's just too strong. They
I
did
mean-
kill Monkey again.
Oh, get the bash.
I mean, Tim's is dead, I think.
Should be dead.
They can't go back in on this. They still have Chain Frost, but it's
Ninja
not
Warrior.
enough.
They're gonna get Lich too.
He's like, I'll die with you, bro.
They have buybacks this
Let's go
time.
down together.
That's camaraderie right there.
Maybe he thought there was a play like with his 4 stuff and
Yeah.
Glimmer Cape. I think he's like, all right, well, there's not gonna be detection
Oh.
here. That's another cuckoo play.
He was trying to just kill
Push
the
a-
wave.
Push a wave. Yeah.
Yeah, just to be a nuisance, but just feeding.
It looks bad, but there was a clear purpose.
Yeah, yeah. of
If
course.
you clear that wave, you could maybe save a buyback or two because suddenly, they're not going high ground. They're going high ground 30 seconds later, and you don't have to commit as many buybacks.
Yeah.
And lots of buybacks now coming out. They already used one on Lina, so if she dies now, this is a very tough
That
situation
Lich
for them.
armor is so strong.
They had backdoor protection though. They didn't maybe need to use that. As
Yeah,
really.
yeah, true.
Chrono back up in 20 seconds. You fight in a bad position here for TNC, and suddenly could end up losing the game.
Center of the sieging machine.
He's just punching it. Tornadoes being thrown out ad nauseum, and Wonder Wyvern.
I like that TNC knows that they only need these 3 heroes to defend. Like they're not pressured into buying back because they know the Lich plus the two creep clearing heroes are enough to do the defense. Like that was a really disciplined hold right there from them.
But they can't even get the tier 3 tower on 496. That feels really, really rough.
I like that we're still seeing the potential and strength of their draft, because we all really like their draft and what it can do, and it just feels like they weren't executing that well. They're still not executing amazingly well, but it's just so strong.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward too. Your centaur blinks in, stuns someone, you Mystic Flare. Boy just needs to find a Chrono, and Invoker now with all his items. Oh, and that's not how you find a Chrono.
I mean,
Well,
you know, it does have reduced cooldown.
He's got the Ags.
Yeah, no,
it's fine.
that's the thing with the Ags. You're always looking for those solo kills.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sometimes I'll play with the Blink Dagger.
Actually, we were just talking about how the fight should go, the Centaur blinking in, but I guess now with the Ags, there can be a lot more of those pickoffs and small skirmishes.
And this is why I think their draft gets so good late game, too, because you're going to have this Chrono that's constantly being thrown out, and it's going to be a heck of a lot bigger. And now, if you catch, like, 2 heroes, Cataclysm on top of that.
He's almost level 25. That's when we're going to see some serious damage, speaking of which.
Scarith Mage.
Sky 25.
Yeah, that's nifty. Is that another Cataclysm?
Let's see, what are the...
Does Sky get GPM or Mystic Flare damage?
I think in this game, Mystic Flare damage, just because he has the Kaya, the Ags, and, and the Void.
What's that next item that GPM talent's going to get you that will make a huge difference? It's
maybe a sheep.
Sheep, maybe, but probably nothing. It's not going to help in these fights. They need the fights to go one way, which we've mentioned a lot. So Centaur goes in, then the Chrono to follow up.
Yeah, and you want to
Cataclysm.
You want to burst them during those stuns before they BKB, so the damage can definitely make a difference.
Yeah.
Maybe he can be a tower hitter, because nobody does that well.
Yeah,
six.
pick him a quick
the
death arrow.
Like
Necrobook, maybe.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of Hex anymore now that it can be dispelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Well, only the strong dispels, right?
Only strong dispels, yeah. Oh, that's true.
So
That's
not
true.
Lotus.
You can't Lotus it off,
Yeah.
Ooh. Faceless Void, level 25. 4 heroes
So like an
smoked
Eon
up in the
Disc.
mid lane.
No. I mean, Void's main issue is he has no real solo kill potential outside of Invoker with the Sunstrikes and Cataclysm. He does, but he does no carry damage himself with this item build.
RP initiation right at the start, but they've got that Stampede as well, trying to stay alive. Are they going to be able to kill him off in time? No, the time walk away. Red Corgi
He
lives.
could have gotten like 3-4 man Chrono there.
And now he can go back in for a second round if he wants to, or they can just jump in with the Invoker. They've already killed off one. They're going to find a second. They haven't used Chronosphere in this fight. Blink
Blink
away,
out from the
trying to live.
Leader.
Armel getting out of there. Winner's Curse, they actually blow up that Skyreth, but eventually they Chrono the 200 HP
I mean,
Lina.
that's 123 seconds. There's no Lina.
Yeah. The Arcane Bolt didn't quite do enough damage. Lina had like 50
Right,
health.
that's
It was
so
literally
close.
one right click, but he
Yeah.
didn't want to risk getting Yules or something.
Yeah.
I guess his BKB was down, so...
Hey, man, 60-second.
Oh, it's exactly. You're not even going to... By the time you get high ground here, it's up in 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah. The Lina had to buy back for the hold, too, so they know he doesn't have buyback, right? So
They maybe want to prioritize Roche, or...
They're moving into position.
This Skyreth is just doing so much damage in these fights.
Ooh, the gaze in.
Okay, that's not quite enough.
Doesn't do anything. All right.
Got that level 25 Centaur
Radiant's
Retaliate
middle
aura.
tower is under attack.
Oh, nice.
How good is that?
Let's see. Gains retaliate, so everybody gets the damage, right? Or
Doesn't sound that good.
does everybody get the base damage if you switch it? No, right? It's just the that doesn't sound that great.
And, I mean, 1.5 second stun duration sounds...
That does sound excellent. Yeah, that sounds
against
great.
against BKB here.
Especially with how these fights have been going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Dubious is what we'll call it.
I'm just not sure how the interaction works with like the new, the base damage.
Oh, jump up. Trying to find one. They have Winner's Curse again. Got to be careful. Chronosphere
Chrono,
catches his teammate, but also the monkey. And on the other side of it, it's the Magnus. So everybody under control. But Mag could go back in for an RP if he wants to find the opening, but he's going to be stunned. Gabby's still living through this. And the Winner's Curse, they're keeping him caught in this Wukong's command. Lich is dead for 110 seconds, but they might be able to find the follow-up with that RP. Isn't enough damage. They're trying to burn through him, but they're so freaking tanky on 496 and still living. The Centaur able to get the walkway. No, he eventually does die, but they're going to clean up the rest of them. Everybody's dead, no buybacks, and this potentially is going to be game. If they just run down a lane, or am I calling it too soon? They're just chilling.
I think it's probably game.
Might be like 4 racks or mega creeps without throne, but it may just be game.
I think
mean,
they just go in and chrono.
It depends if they go straight for throne or decide to go for mega creeps, maybe.
Yeah. All right, Armel, clutch your kick, man. Let's go. Let's see how's he gonna do it.
He's going for a Shadow Blade pickup, maybe thinking there's not going to be any detection, which is the case.
Oh, gets
Like,
the
get the
Skyrath.
Sky.
BKB, run away. There's nobody to link him to. He's away. Looks like he's still eventually going to be killed off, though. Armel dead, and the disconnect from Wyvern.
Okay.
GG.
That is GG. Well, congratulations to 496.
I mean, it's a best of 3.
That's still like, we didn't expect that. You know, that was.
I don't think many people did. This is a top 6 team from the major.
Yeah, it was rough. It was hard, but they did it eventually.
Yep.
Lots of throws in this series, or in this game. Hopefully in this series, they're interesting.
That was a very entertaining game, and that's the thing. There were some misplays, but then also you've got to take advantage of those, which TNC did really well to come back in the mid game.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, late game, what kind of happened? Like, they
it's
didn't manage their buybacks that well. They had some.
Cataclysm is still quite good. Like, even when they weren't hitting that combo, they only needed to hit it a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
And Skyrath also.
Yeah, I feel like 496 just.
They weren't winning fights with the Chrono though. Like, we were talking about that's the fight, but it felt like the Chrono would use and the hero in it wouldn't even die. Like that last fight.
Yeah, they'd kind of kill.
Did Chrono win the
afterwards?
fight?
But I think it's like similar to like what you were saying with the Centaur going in. When the Centaur goes in, they don't even kill the Monkey King, but at least they're forcing things. And the Chrono was kind of working like that as well. They would force all of the cooldowns out of TNC, and then all of a sudden they just chase with the time dilation and stuff like that.
And the BKB's got super strong. I imagine Skyrath did some insane damage that game.
Oh yeah. Let's
Yeah, he's top damage. 45. Right. He did the highest damage of his entire. He did more than the Invoker.
More than anybody in the game.
That's Skyrath as a 4 position. I remember it was popular for a while. Just be like someone like Yapster end of the game would have highest damage, and it's like, well, that's Skyrath.
And it speaks to the issue of the null tallies that we've been talking about. The fact that he didn't really. I mean, he did get stuff done in the early game, but it was mainly to enable his Invoker. And then afterwards, he didn't have that many items, but he found kills because you get that damage amplification and don't die.
Yeah, he was definitely MVP of this game. Like he made the early game so rough, and then also did the highest damage in the game.
It's crazy fun playing a sport. Like, he dies 11 times. He had more deaths than his entire team, but he had such high impact.
Yeah.
Invoker was 14-115. He's probably saying, why aren't you giving me the MVP?
Yeah.
I'd agree on the Skyrath, though. I think
what I got to commend 496 for is the fact that within a game they were able to mentally come back from the fact that we could clearly see that they were kind of crumbling.
Yeah.
There was a lot of desperate plays being made, and then they managed to like recalibrate and be like, this is how we need to take fights. We have this God mode view where we know exactly how the map is positioned, and there's all these wards, and like we know that the Centaur, there's no pressure on us, so the Centaur should do this, the Void should do this, and within a game they were able to like completely change how they were fighting, and then do it right, and eventually they just won because they had a very, very good draft and they played it well.
Yep. Well, impressive stuff coming out from 496 Gaming. We're going to see game number 2 in just a couple of seconds, ladies and gents. So stay tuned. More from myself, Mr. David Parker, and Mr. Jenkins as well. We'll be back in a bit with game number 2 right around the corner.
Valentix is a series of softwares which have been designed to enhance the use of cryptocurrency. We call Valentix an ecosystem because all of these softwares fit together, each one making the others better. This is the fastest experience. When you send an email to someone, you don't need a post office in between. Imagine the same thing for an exchange of value. This is what decentralized exchange promises to do with the $300 billion cryptocurrency market.
I delivered the message. Now what?
Now let's check the second message.
Ready?
Mom, the doctor's deodorant discovery now contains M3. Got that? M3 to stop odor 24 hours a day.